Hello guys, back again with the Al Rasta channel. And this time, as always, we will be back to talk about the best Donghua series. And of course, it is SwallowedStar. In the previous episode, we saw Luo Feng and friends making preparations to face the aliens from the Nolan family, who will soon come to invade the Earth. They did training in the killing field so they could understand Davin and Baikaluo's every move. In addition, Luo Feng was also doing his personal training, increasing the power of the Golden Horn, as well as trying to gain a deeper understanding of Huyanbo's inherited Soul Seal method. Luo Feng and the others had also met Baikaluo inside the killing field. Then, can Luo Feng stop the aliens who want to take ownership of the Earth and defeat Luo Feng? Luo Feng and the others were now approaching the aliens' airship, which was not far from the Earth. Of course, the actions taken by him were not suicidal. Sometime before, when Babata was browsing slaves in an online shop, she had seen a 9th-level universe-level slave. Babata was at a loss as to whether she should buy it or not. But suddenly, Lord Wu AI instantly appeared and unceremoniously pressed the buy button. Meanwhile, on the other hand, the alien spacecraft now received a warning that there was a C9 level spacecraft heading towards their plane, and it was certain that it was Luo Feng's plane. Davin felt that it was very strange. Even though Luo Feng's plane was only C9 level, while their plane was D3 level, the levels were quite far apart. However, Luo Feng did not slow down his plane at all, and because Luo Feng's plane was still weaker, Baikaluo felt that it did not matter. Moments later, when the distance between the two planes was getting closer, Luo Feng's spaceship still hadn't slowed down. And in order not to collide with each other, Davin finally chose to stop the maximum speed mode and turn slightly to avoid it. Luo Feng did so because he understood that when a plane was in max speed mode, it would be very vulnerable, which is why now the enemy chose to stop the mode and dodge before a collision. Baikaluo thought that this was a method used by Luo Feng to pressure them, so don't be fooled. As for Davin, what he had just done was appropriate. Moreover, he was also the one in command of the operation, so Davin had the right to do so. Slightly laughing, Baikaluo then told Davin to stay on the plane, while he himself would have a direct encounter with Luo Feng. While switching to combat mode, Baikaluo wondered in his mind why Luo Feng would dare to approach a stronger person like himself, when, in terms of strength, they were clearly far below him. Was this because Luo Feng kept a mainstay card that he didn't know about at all? And sure enough, Luo Feng was currently preparing one of the mainstay cards, and it was a shot from a D5 level destructive laser weapon. The dangerous weapon Luo Feng got from Ming Yu earlier as compensation was said to be very dangerous, because this one weapon was enough to wipe out an ordinary universe-level warrior. After being ready, the shot was released and targeted towards the alien plane passing by Baikaluo, which landed right on target, blowing up the enemy plane in which Davin was still inside.
它的威力足以将普通宇宙级灭杀。
One enemy had now fallen. Luo Feng and the team that got off the plane then moved towards Baikaluo. From this incident, the alien realized that this must be the plan made by Luo Feng. He deliberately accelerated his plane so that the Nolan side would slow down. When the speed of the plane becomes slow, it will be easy to target. On the other hand, Baikaluo also knew that Luo Feng and his team had managed to win once when fighting Baikaluo in virtual mode in the killing field. The alien also thanked him for getting rid of Davin, because then he could slaughter Luo Feng and his friends just by himself. Luo Feng's team consisted of one early universe-level warrior, aka Augu, and the rest were just star-level. But strangely, Baikaluo felt that there was a strong and dangerous aura. Clearly, Luo Feng was still hiding something from him. It didn't take long for a 1-on-5 battle to ensue. Previously, when Luo Feng consecutively lost 577 rounds against Bai Kaluo in the killing field, and only achieved a single victory, Luo Feng managed to discover the flaws of his opponent. In a fight, Bai Kaluo's sword will gradually grow stronger and stronger, so the way he can use it is to make the opponent unable to attack often. Unfortunately, Bai Kaluo said, that method would not be possible. His data in the killing field hadn't been updated for a long time, and his current self had already made up for that one shortcoming. To be able to stop Luo Feng's team from trying to restrict Bai Kaluo's movements by using domains. In the end, the alien also used his wind domain to widen his distance, as well as his defense, and make a long attack on Luo Feng's team. After successfully defending against Bai Kaluo's attack, Luo Feng gave instructions to use a tactical formation. The 5 warriors spread out, eventually shortening the distance back to Bai Kaluo, who was shielded behind his wind domain. Because the alien's domain control was still not that great, Augo, using the red copper shard, managed to penetrate it. But the lesion attack from the red copper shard can still be stopped by Bai Kaluo. But in fact, it was all just a diversionary attack. Bai Kaluo was completely unaware that right behind Luo Feng's back, there was a 9th level, universe-level warrior that he would have to face next. And of course, he was the slave that Babata, the 9th level mental master warrior named Daifan, had accidentally bought some time ago. The dangerous aura that Bai Kaluo had previously felt also came from Daifan, who, without lingering, immediately attacked his mentality. Daifan's mental attack rendered Bai Kaluo unconscious for a split second, along with his wind domain, which also became inactive. Luo Feng used this moment to restrict the opponent's movement again. He used Silver's guards to trap Bai Kaluo, while asking Babata to prepare for the second destructive laser shot. But Bai Kaluo, who regained consciousness, immediately activated his wind domain as protection. Since it had already happened, inevitably, Luo Feng's team now had to work extra to trap Bai Kaluo. Here in Hong, Lei Shen also had to use their domains. Luo Feng with the rubbed cloud rattan, while Meng Yi and Aogu were in charge of giving Hong and Lei Shen's domains a boost, as well as the rubbed cloud rattan stalk that continued to corner the enemy. Not content to stand idly by, Bai Kaluo then unleashed a full-strength slashing attack to relieve his opponent's pressure, allowing him to escape and return to his direct attack. Luo Feng, who did not let Bai Kaluo move freely again, utilized the rubbed cloud rattan, entangling Bai Kaluo's body with the rubbed cloud rattan stalk, and even Luo Feng had to sacrifice his own body just to make the enemy stop moving. The countdown to the second shot of the destructive laser was finally completed and released towards the target, namely Luo Feng and Bai Kaluo, whose bodies were entangled in the rubbed cloud rattan stalk that formed a ball. After the effects of the explosion subsided, Luo Feng's friends who came over were completely unable to find the bodies of Bai Kaluo and Luo Feng as well. What Luo Feng had previously done was completely inconsistent with the tactics they had all agreed upon from the start. Luo Feng's whereabouts were also no longer detected by the system's radar. Did Luo Feng also die in the attack? Apparently not, because here, Daifan could still feel the breath of his boss. Daifan, without lingering, immediately moved quickly to catch up with Luo Feng, while the others could follow behind according to the coordinates he would provide. A while later, it was discovered that Luo Feng was currently on the planet Mars. Even though he was in a very weak state, he was still alive. Lei Shen said, "That's amazing." Lei Shen really didn't expect that Luo Feng would be able to withstand a D5 level laser shredder attack. But don't be happy just yet, because not only Luo Feng is still alive, but so is Bai Kaluo, who is now right beside Luo Feng. Next, we will move on to the plains of Mars, a planet without life and only arid lands throughout the area. While Luo Feng was unconscious, not far away was Bai Kaluo, who was trying to recover from a fatal wound after being hit by a destructive laser shot. It turned out that before being hit by the destructive laser, Bai Kaluo managed to break free from Luo Feng's rubbed cloud rattan restraints and was only slightly affected by the effects of the shot, which allowed him to live. What made the alien feel very surprised was why Luo Feng, who was only star level, could still live after being hit by the D5 level destructive weapon. It really doesn't make sense, Luo Feng. But unfortunately, according to Bai Kaluo, because now the two of them are in different situations, Luo Feng is already on the verge of death, while he can still stand, making Bai Kaluo have a great opportunity to be able to execute him. Too bad, because when the alien tried to approach and execute Luo Feng, Difan suddenly appeared. Here, Difan said that Bai Kaluo's life and death would now be determined by the boss. It's really strange, according to Bai Kaluo, that even Luo Feng is now dying. But what's even stranger is that Luo Feng suddenly disappeared. Along with that, there was a great earthquake coming from underground, signaling the appearance of the figure we have been waiting for, one of the highest races in the universe, the golden-horned behemoth. Luo Feng, who was now in the inner world, felt very fortunate that he had previously transferred his cell nucleus, because otherwise it was certain that neither his soul nor his body could survive the destructive laser attack. Luo Feng, who had returned to his prime, immediately left the inner world. A little flashback. Previously, to form trust with Difan, Luo Feng deliberately showed his golden-horned form. By using the power of the Golden Horned, which has reached the 6th level universe level, Luo Feng is equivalent to the 9th level universe level warriors, 3 levels above. Luo Feng hoped that Difan would also contribute to protecting the Earth. Meanwhile, Bai Kaluo, who was now faced with the pressure of the Golden Horn, did not expect that Luo Feng was the Golden Horn himself. Rather than discussing that, Luo Feng was more interested in discussing something else. Given that Bai Kaluo was a figure who craved strength, why didn't he just join him instead of being on Nolan's side? Laughing, Bai Kaluo emphasized that he, who was from the Sword Clan, would only follow strong people, and the Golden Horn still didn't have the qualifications because his level alone was still weaker when compared to him, who was already at the 8th level of the universe. When Bai Kaluo resisted by activating the Wind Domain, Luo Feng also showed his ability a little. He used the Soul Vein Seal ability, which easily negated Bai Kaluo's ability. It was fortunate that Luo Feng's previous trip to the Thunderworld had yielded a lot of treasures, and he was able to acquire a lot of rare combination metals, allowing the Golden Horn to reach the 6th level in just a short time. Together with that, Luo Feng used the first technique of the Divine World Talent. It was a Golden Horn innate talent that once activated could double his combat power. Wow, crazy bro. Because after upgrading, the Golden Horn now has 4 times the power of its original power. Bai Kaluo, who was faced with the terror of the giant creature, also briefly remembered the words that had been expressed by the patriarch of the Sword Clan when he was in the Sword Clan temple. The patriarch and his clan had a tradition. All those who belonged to the clan were required to continue practicing day and night in order to enter their names on the Sword Clan's shrine list. In essence, they must pursue supreme power. As for Bai Kaluo, the patriarch was unwilling to register his name in the temple forever, because just to pursue strength, the master served by Bai Kaluo, aka Nolan, for all these years could only oppress the weak. Similarly, Bai Kaluo had lost the purity of heart of a true warrior. That's why he doesn't deserve to have his name inscribed in the temple registry and make history.
主宰者的纯粹之心。你不配列入。
And now Bai Kaluo, who was faced with the power of the Golden Horn, could only defend against the creature's trample by using his wind domain. Obviously, the defense is no match for the Golden Horn and will soon be destroyed. Completely unexpectedly, before turning into a sprawl, the Golden Horn stopped its attack, making the Bai Kaluo wonder why Luo Feng didn't continue the action. And back here, Luo Feng revealed that the alien's life and death would be determined by the choice he made. He will be allowed to live and even join Luo Feng if he agrees to the offer Luo Feng previously made. But if Bai Kaluo still chooses to be on Nolan's side, what else can we do? The Golden Horns would soon turn him into a smashburger. Luo Feng here also promised that if he wanted to join Luo Feng's side, then one day Luo Feng would have Bai Kaluo's name engraved in the temple as history.
但你若归降，立刻满足你的愚忠。我保证，名字会刻在神殿之中。
The potential that the golden-horned behemoth had shown made Bai Kaluo's eyes wide open, and in the end, he agreed, kowtowed, and wanted to follow Luo Feng. From now on, he will fight desperately to be able to protect the Earth. Luo Feng also asked him to keep everything about the Golden Horn that he now knew a secret. And in order to avoid betrayal in the future, Luo Feng asked if Bai Kaluo dared to form a soul seal oath with him. And of course, Bai Kaluo had no problem with it. In the Soul Seal secret method created by Huyan Bo, the Soul Seal Oath skill was recorded in its second volume, where the master would implant a soul mark deep within the follower's soul, and the follower would swear that he could never betray the master. After the Soul Seal Oath was embedded in Bai Kaluo's soul, he scratched his palm and swore to defend the Earth until the end of life, as well as maintain secrecy over the Golden Horn and follow the words of his master, Luo Feng. Luo Feng then told the alien to stand up and asked him not to call him master, but just to call him boss. Previously, Luo Feng still didn't believe in Bai Kaluo. That's why he used the Soul Oath seal to prevent unwanted things. Thus, Luo Feng managed to get a little combat power that was useful for protecting the Earth in the future. Not long after, Luo Feng's colleagues who followed finally arrived on Mars. They all immediately got off the plane, intending to save Luo Feng, and immediately attacked Bai Kaluo. And that's the ending of SwallowedStar episode 125 this time, guys. Okay, thank you to those of you who have watched until the end. And don't forget to support this channel with likes, comments, and subscribe. And don't forget to press the bell button for the next update, because your support is very valuable for this channel. That's all, thanks, and the last word from me, bye.